15 years ago, I was standing in my ex-mother-in-law's kitchen watching her take her vitamins. And I remember thinking to myself, how does she have time for this? I don't even have a moment to breathe, let alone take vitamins. If you can relate to this feeling of being overwhelmed, so much so that the simplest act of self care and taking your vitamins or whatever it may be for you feels impossible, then this message is for you. Hi, I'm Kady. 10 years ago, I had a near death experience that shattered the facade that I was living. It revealed to me why I was so overwhelmed, why something as small as taking vitamins felt like too much. I realized I was living my entire life for everyone else but myself. And in doing so, I lost complete sight of who I was. So this morning, I want to share this message with you because it came through really loud and clear in my meditation. And what I want to say is that you don't have to go through a near death experience to have a dramatic change or shift in understanding what may be blocking you or keeping you overwhelmed. The universe is acting as our mirror. It's reflecting back to you the hidden programs and patterns that are asking to be released. Every situation, every challenge, every connection is an opportunity to bring your subconscious into the light. So, what does this look like? What does it even mean? The message that came through today is all about self love and what it looks like in our body. It's a radiant health. Your cells can maintain health and vitality because they are in constant nourishment of a high frequency. When I was in my meditation this morning and I thought about loving myself, my cells all kind of just started to vibrate and intensify, and they just got alive with energy. The same happens within relationships. If you have self-love and you take care of yourself, your relationships will become healthier. There'll be healthier boundaries. You'll no longer tolerate what drains you. In work, you'll choose work opportunities that honor you rather than you getting lost in the work setting or feeling drained. And also, same with your day-to-day choices. You'll make decisions from a place that you trust rather than fear. So when you practice self-love, it's not about just about feeling better in your body. It's about building a life that reflects the frequency of love. When I was 20 years old, I remember I was preparing for a week-long vision quest. A vision quest is a shamanic initiation. And it would require me to sit alone for a whole week outside in nature. I was 20. I remember the preparation for it. I was sitting with the shaman and he was preparing. There's a group of probably like 6 or 7 of us, and he was preparing us. And at one point, he was talking about self love. And he turned to me and he said, Emily, you can be the only one to answer this honestly. Do you love yourself? I was completely shocked. I was taken off guard. And I said, of course I love myself. Why wouldn't I love myself? But inside, when he asked me that, there was a deep pain that surfaced. I felt defensive. I felt rejected. Deep down, I didn't know what self love meant at all. And back then, and at that time, I actually backed out of the vision quest because I just was so hurt and wounded. But what I didn't realize is that it would take me over 20 years to finally understand what he meant. And he was right. I didn't love myself back then. Today, after a decade of an intentional practice of self love, I know what self love actually feels like in my body, in my choices, in my life. Like I shared this morning in meditation, when I was telling my cells how much I love them, they just like started to get all excited. They mirrored back to me that they love me. So what does it look like if you don't love yourself? If you're not loving yourselves, what happens? You have these lower level emotions of anxiety, fear, depression, anger, frustration that may be running a constant loop in you. And it's letting you know that there's a lack of self-love there. That was me in my mother-in-law's kitchen, overwhelmed, exhausted, unable to take vitamins. That lesson of sitting there watching her take her vitamins was one for me to take in and see that I was not giving myself the precious moment to take care of myself, to love myself. Same on the mental level. It's that inner critic that is telling you, I'm not good enough. I don't deserve this. Any thoughts that oppose love, that don't speak life into you, those are ways that are showing up that you're not loving yourself. So what does it mean to practice? Practice is becoming aware of those moments in your life that you're realizing you're not loving yourself. You're not giving yourself the time that you need, or you're not giving yourself the motivation and the self-talk that you believe in yourself. Instead, it's bringing that awareness to the surface. And it's bringing the subconscious loop into the consciousness. I talk about this all the time. And once it's in the consciousness, you can release it and you can move forward. So what had I done over the last 10 years since my near-death experience and understanding I did not love myself? My daily practices of bringing the subconscious to the conscious was not an easy task because honestly, this information wasn't readily available back then. So for me personally, I had to go into myself and really understand who I am. Where am I not loving myself? How can I find more acceptance with who I am, even though I don't always feel like I fit in? This is a daily practice that I honestly work on every single day of my life. I started out with become hyper vigilant of my thoughts. When I had a thought that was not in alignment with who I am or what I want, especially if I want to manifest something and it was opposite or it was negative, I would start out by saying, I cancel, delete that thought. And then I would say 3 times what it is that I want. The opposite. This took some time because I had to rewire my brain. I had to be 1, in tune with what my thoughts were, 2, catch them, and then 3, rewire it to what it was that I felt in alignment with. The next step I did was I went into when I realized I was out of alignment. For me, it's physical. I can feel it in my body. I can feel anxiety rise up. I can feel stress. I can feel there's like a little tug of war or a rub. There's a resistance there that is like, oh, this doesn't feel like me. It doesn't feel like easy. It doesn't feel comfortable. Something doesn't feel right. I pause. I ask myself 3 questions. Number 1 question is, what am I truly feeling in this moment? Where do I sense it in my body? Then I will ask myself, once I identify where it is in my body, what am I truly feeling? Oh, I'm feeling anxiety. I'm feeling it in my solar plexus. Then I will ask myself, when have I felt this in the past? Oh, I felt it 2 weeks ago. I was doing X, Y, and Z and it surfaced. There's something showing that it wants to resurface or surface. There's a hidden, buried emotion that wants to surface. And my 3rd question is, what am I learning from this? And I sit with it and I really allow myself to explore what it is that I'm learning from it. Because the moment you learn from it, the moment you bring it to the surface and bring it to your conscious, you're aware of it. It's no longer just running this subconscious loop in the background and driving the direction of your life. Now it's in the conscious, you're aware of it, and you give it a life lesson or a lesson. Understand what you're meant to learn from it. That's the moment you can release it. So that's what I would do. That's my 2nd step. And the third step is give myself grace. In those moments that I was very critical of myself, thinking I'm not worthy or whatever it may be, I would just give myself grace. Instead of pushing it down, I would just gently allow it to sit with it and gently allow it to surface and move through me. This is my practice that has worked for me to really understand how to love myself again. By doing this, you're bringing the subconscious into the consciousness, and you're able to step out of the 3D limiting thoughts and beliefs about yourself and into the 5D love and appreciation and seeing yourself as your true essence of who you are and why you're here. Give yourself the grace. Be present with yourself as you navigate this daily practice. Sometimes it's daily, sometimes it's hour to hour, sometimes it's minute to minute, sometimes it's moment to moment. But the more that you are aware of this, the more that you are in this daily practice, the more vibrant and radiant you will become, stepping into your soul assignment and why you're here. I hope that this message helps you today. I hope that you can go into identifying your truth, your love for yourself, so that you can radiate. If this message resonated for you, please like this video, subscribe to this channel if you want more messages like this, and share it with anyone you know that may need to hear this today. Thank you.